Hurricane Ian devastated our food forest. Cleanup and replacing the plants is going to be a chore, but I'm looking forward to the next phase of the food forest. Subscribe and click the notification bell to follow along as we restore our food forest. So Hurricane Ian, what it didn't destroy, it pretty much just flattened everything. This is a good example. This Rosella Hibiscus, every one of them in the food forest is just laying down. They're kind of prone to do that anyway, but it's much worse now. And you can see some good calyxes on there. We're going to have to be harvesting this soon, so we can dry them out and make some tea from that. So this here's a Jujube Tree. It pretty much got flattened like a lot of other things, so I put these pine branches down here to kind of hold it up. It still has flowers, and see a couple little jujubes coming on there, and we really have no shortage of little palm branches to use in different ways, as you can see here. Mango tree, it's bent over. I tried propping it up, but it's not staying, so I'll use the same trick that I use on the jujube. Put a couple pine branches there to hold it up, but it looks pretty healthy other than that. This is pomegranate, and this is one of the very few trees in the whole food forest that nothing happened to. Basically, maybe it's a little bent, but I didn't do anything. Still good. It did lose its leaves, but they're growing back, so that's good. There's pretty much epic destruction of all the banana plants that we have. Had over 50. I'm not even sure how many are left. A lot of them just broke right off, bent over. I tried to prop some up, but they're not really staying. So the ones that broke off, I just took a machete, cut right off, cut the broken part right off. And you can see here, this is actually all new growth in the last 2 weeks since I cut this off. And a lot of the bananas are doing this. I'll give some more examples of that. Example of how I cut broken banana plant off, and this new growth is coming back, but I don't think it's going to make it, so I'll probably cut it off again down here and see if the center will grow out. And then over here, this is a good example of one that is coming back. Here's a shampoo ginger that survived the hurricane. It's kind of messed up, but the flower is still going strong. A little juice in there still. Got some passion fruit vines that just pretty much ripped straight out of the tree. I'm not sure how they're still rooted in there, because they were over there, but they're still under the ground somehow. They were ripped out of the tree when that big old tree fell over. Got a loko tree that I had all but forgotten about. I was clearing some of the downed oak limbs here, and this was straight down on the ground, suffocated by the oak limbs. I just propped it back up, and it looks pretty good. Here's a Monstera Deliciosa. It was looking pretty beautiful, but now it's going to get more sun, since this oak tree is pretty much, there's a lot of limbs have come down. It's not as sturdy as it was, but I think it'll be fine. Maybe we can cut this off. I don't know how they root, but I'd like to maybe try to root some of these. It's a great plant. It's a beautiful plant, and it actually grows an edible fruit that looks kind of like a dinosaur banana. The scales on it. It tastes like a combination of banana and pineapple. This is my ice cream bean tree, and it's pretty much completely knocked over. It's starting to get some new growth. I'll probably air layer some of these branches and try to get some new some new trees out of it. That I recently started beginning of this year, and unfortunately, this beautiful monster rack, it was going to be a monster rack, totally destroyed by the hurricane. But a lot of these banana plants are okay. I need to do a little pruning. Got some pups still coming up. You see a lot of banana plants over on this side of the banana jungle. Pretty much destroyed, but banana plants are strong. I think if I cut them down to the ground, we'll get some new pups out. And also, there are a couple rows of pineapples in here. You can't really see them right now, but they're here. I'm going to dig those pineapples up so that they don't get destroyed by the bobcat when the tree service is removing this. But the bananas, I guess if they get a little bit destroyed by the bobcat, that's okay. They might come back. It's easy enough to resurrect them. But the pineapples, not so much. Green tree got bent over a little bit, but it's pretty lucky considering what happened right here. So this big old tree just missed our starfruit. Starfruit, actually, I've read that they're very susceptible to wind, but I haven't touched this one. It seems just fine. I would like it to fruit soon. And over there we've got a sherbert berry. It got kind of messed up. And you might see underneath the sherbet berry there's a papaya tree. All but one papaya tree were uprooted. And then over here, this is one of the little trees that I'm going to dig up so that it doesn't get destroyed by the bobcat. I can't remember what this is, but it's a rare edible tropical fruit. I think it's somewhat like a guava, but like I said, I can't remember exactly what it's called. Another papaya tree that is never gonna stand up straight again, but I'm gonna let it lay here. It might just grow, because I've had another one over here that fell over 2 years ago, and it continues to grow. Can't really see it, but here's another papaya tree with papaya. Maybe I'll try to get some seeds out of there, because this one grows good. This is a Mexican sunflower. It's uprooted a little bit. The branches are kind of going vertical, and it's actually had quite a bit of growth since the hurricane. It's starting to put on flowers. You can see some of the flowers over here. I'm just going to leave it for now because I think it looks beautiful this way. Here is the Jamun Tree. It really loves this spot because it floods. I'll probably prop this up a little bit better. But actually, it's not doing too bad. It's grown about 6 feet in the last year. This tree right here is a cocoa plum. It's going to come back just fine. It's uprooted a little bit right here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to put it upright, but I'll figure something out. It'll be fine. Probably make some cuttings. So this is a Florida King peach that was doing wonderfully, and you can tell it doesn't look so hot now. Lost quite a few leaves, but it is deciduous, and it's almost November. Maybe it'll be okay. I'm not sure yet. And over here is a strawberry tree. It was flat on the ground. I just set it up straight, and it seems to be okay. Got another strawberry tree over there, smaller, seems to be just fine. Right there's another avocado. Another mango. Gonna have to prop that up straight because it's kind of at an angle. It's a golden custard apple. It looks beautiful. It got kind of beat up, but look how shiny those new leaves are. Looks really good. I'm happy about that. Here's a chef salad tree. Roots are a little bit weak. There's a bean growing up. I put a lot of beans in here to add nitrogen to the soil, and I don't really harvest them. I let the seeds fall, so it'll be here next year. But this one doesn't look too bad. I'm kind of happy about this one. Here's a cherry of the Rio Grande. He was a lot bushier. Looks kind of leggy now. Lost some limbs, but it does have some new growth. I think that'll be fine. Right here we have a Blackberry Jam fruit tree. I'm looking forward to tasting the fruit on that. It lost some of its limbs, but it's got some new growth coming on. I think it'll be fine. Here's a took that got kind of messed up by this tree, but you know what? This is not going to die. And it's starting to bloom. These leaves and berries are really good for your blood pressure. Tastes kind of nutty, almost like a raw peanut. Both the leaves and the berries taste very similar. Here's a raw sapote, one of my favorites, and it doesn't look too bad. The leaves are a little messed up. This poor thing has died down to the ground. It's died down to the ground twice, and this is its third traumatic experience, but I think it's gonna come back. Here's another mulberry, kind of all jacked up. No mulberries on it. Probably needs some pruning anyway, but it's alive. It's gonna be fine. And then over here, this is some kind of apricot, some kind of tropical apricot. It's like a red apricot. I can't remember the name. And it doesn't look too damaged at all. This one froze to the ground last winter. I think it's going to be just fine.